At John Hanson Community School in Hampshire, pupils are teaching pupils about the importance of human rights. Edward Waller, Head of Humanities, and Kern Wilkins, Head of Citizenship, together devised the award-winning Human Rights Peer Education Project.
In the department, we decided to use the device of peer educators to get across ideas to do with rights, respect and responsibility. We wanted to make it much more than just learning about. We wanted to use this opportunity to achieve what we would call effective learning.
Humanities and citizenship are an excellent combination because although discrete in their curriculum demands, the knowledge base that's required for humanities is a very, very good match with the sort of human side that the citizenship curriculum demands.
In this programme, we feature the Peer Education Project to show you how humanities and citizenship can be combined to good effect, and how peer education can be used as a tool for affective learning. We're firstly going to look at how Edward Waller introduces the pupils to the Convention on the Rights of the Child in a preparatory lesson. Then, in a follow-up lesson, a team of peer educators use a range of teaching techniques designed to personalise the rights and show how they are relevant to all children. Lastly, in a feedback session, we see how current peer educators can help develop future recruits.
After the war, the United Nations said, human rights must be respected if we are to avoid the disasters of war occurring and recurring time after time. What I think it would make sense to do is for you to try to come to grips with these rights in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to give you a little pack. What I'm going to ask you to do is to take in turns to read out an article and decide which of the piles you're going to put it on.
You have the right to be protected from dangerous drugs.
Protection.
Survival. Protection, sorry.
Yeah, because everyone has...
We found that throwing the 42 articles at the students and saying, look at all these rights, aren't they fantastic, is quite overwhelming. By grouping them under 4 headings, the right to survival and the rights surrounding survival are obviously key. Then there's the right to protection once you are surviving. Then there's the right to develop and participate. Of course there are overlaps, and of course there's a lot of negotiation about where a right should fit. Is it a right to participate or is it a right to develop? Well, actually, it's probably both.
If you and your parents are living in separate countries, you have the right to get back together and live in the same place.
I think that's to do with protection as well, because there could be a reason they're not together.
Yeah, a good argument.
You should not...
And there's also a bit of survival there, isn't there?
Yes.
You have the right to get back together and live.
Yeah.
You have the right to find out things, to say what you think through making art, speaking and writing, unless it breaks the rights of others.
What do you think that's getting at?
If you spoil someone else's rights, you really won't have the right to do what you want.
So you've got a right, but it mustn't undermine another right. That's quite important, isn't it? Because you've got a conflict of rights here, haven't you?
Yeah, but then it's to do with the protection of somebody else's rights.
Okay.
So
Exactly.
let's go across that one and that one.
So you've got rights, but they're inside other rights. Is that right?
Oh yeah, because it's protection, isn't it? Yeah, but then I think it's that one, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Although I was very pleased with the way they developed a discussion around articles, in practice I could see that the urge to get them all sorted rather took over. What I think I should do is to select a representative sample of articles which cover all the 4 areas and make those available to them rather than give them the whole pack. Could anyone suggest which category might come first, if there were a kind of sequence to these white cards at all? Ollie?
Free from harm.
And what's the most important right, Anthony? To ensure that you're free from harm?
The living well one, our right to survival.
Our right to survival, obviously, yeah? Which then enables us to do what? We can do the others. We can develop as individuals, and we can participate. So there's a nice little sequence there, isn't it? If somebody asked you, what are the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child all about, in a nice, easy sentence, how could you explain them? Could anyone try to sum it all up?
It allows us to survive and live.
And then going on from there, how can you tell the story?
They keep us from other harm and help us develop and don't leave us out and keep us
OK, very clearly stated. They allow us to survive, they protect us from harm, and they allow us to develop and participate. That's what the rights do. They've all fit together.
You've probably noticed, actually, that we've got several spare chairs here today, and that's for a very good reason, because today, following on Mr. Waller's lead lesson, we're going to do some more work about rights education. Now, as you remember, you elected in your classes 2 members of each group who we took out for a spot of a special training, and they're coming to do a lesson for you today. The project began about 4 years ago when Edward and I decided we'd collaborate in the teaching of human rights, something that appears on both our curricula, and try to do it in a way that would engage young people and be a little bit more active and a little bit more participatory. We decided to get some of the young people actually up and involved and taking part and taking a lead.
Right, now we're going to play a little game. What's going to happen is everyone's going to sit in a circle and shut their eyes. We're going to come round and put a dot on your head, a coloured dot. And then without any talking, you've got to find your colour group of your dot, but no talking allowed. OK, does everyone understand? Right, now can you open your eyes and find your colour groups, and when you found them, can you either gather together or sit down? Go, no talking, in a group. No talking.
Once you find your group, you can sit down.
In your groups. So did anyone kind of notice these 2 over here? Anyone?
Yeah.
Right.
I was helping people, so I thought they might tell me when to come in. And then they told me that I didn't have one, and I was like, all right.
How did you feel when you found that out?
I felt a bit like a plum, really.
What about you, George?
I didn't know, and then Adam said to me that you don't have one.
Did anyone notice any strange behaviours, any different behaviours at all? Yes?
I noticed George looking very, very uncomfortable, shifting around the edges there. So.
Try and mix him in a group.
Yeah.
Some people were ignoring other people, like if it was their own colour group, they'd only like talk to them about that, but not many people would talk to you.
So were you happy about isolating these 2, or feel a bit wrong about it? Right. Although this is just a game, this is what the denial of rights is like. Unless we have a genuine empathy for others, we will never be able to show respect and take responsibility. So this is why rights work is so important.
We decided right from the beginning the way we did this had to model what rights, respect and responsibility is all about. And we decided that the students who would be the advance guard would be elected by their own peers. Having been elected, were then trained for a day, 1, about the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child is all about, and 2, how could they get this across to their peers.
Hi Ali, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
You're looking very nice today.
Thank you.
I like this scarf, where did you get it?
Oh, my mum gave it to me.
Your mum gave it to you? Oh, do you like your mum, Ali?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute, he loves his mum. Oh, that's so cute. Do you know what, you have to give me a call sometime, Ali.
Will you stop it?
What, we can do anything.
Ali, where you going? Come back.
Them 2.
Ali.
So I can go to break, because I just
Yeah,
can't
girls,
watch this.
go to break. What's been happening to you recently? Do you want to explain to the tutor?
Them 2 over there have been, like, picking on me.
Excuse me, we haven't done anything.
You have?
I don't think so.
Anything that's small, big, it's all bullying. Doesn't matter.
Sorry, are you calling me a bully?
I am, yeah.
How would you 2 feel if he did it to you?
Yeah, he wouldn't do it to us though. Look at him, ain't gonna happen. It's not my fault, he's such a reject.
Yeah, the difference. You don't know me as a person. All you see is my outside. You don't know me, how I am, anything like that.
I don't want to know you as a person.
Right, that's the end of the role play.
Anybody? Why do you think we did it?
Because it shows that you 2 have more confidence. It's more like you have more of a voice than him, and it's because he has like a question of confidence.
Is it a rights issue? Yeah.
Why do you think it is a rights issue?
Because you have the right to be protected and not to be harmed.
Okay, we can see that rights are not just about the big deal things we see on TV, but they can happen every day and right next to us at any point.
Humanities and citizenship are an excellent combination because they are reinforcing what each other is trying to achieve. We in humanities are trying to combine learning about with affective learning. Citizenship is also trying to teach about what it is to live as a citizen, but it's also required to encourage participation as one way of revealing their progress as citizens. In humanities, participation is the way of learning.
Okay, what I want you to do now is I'd like you to all please get into small groups of 4. I want you to look at these 3 choices here. We've got the choice to leave Ali to fend for himself, we should tell a teacher, or to organise support for Ali and the bullies. We're going to give you 5-10 minutes to do this.
To leave Ali to fend for himself wouldn't give him any help.
Which one did you choose then?
Third one.
Okay, why did you choose that one?
I just think it's him more of a voice, you know what I mean, just more confidence basically.
Why didn't you choose the first one?
It doesn't help Ali whatsoever, and it just doesn't help the bullies as well. So
So
sort
that's
problem.
what's happened to him like the whole time since he's been bullied.
Okay.
You chose them.
To organise support for him.
What problems might this give Ali?
Because they'll bully him even more.
Do you think? Do you think because they've got the counselling that they might see 2 sides of the story?
Yeah, but they might just be mean, so they'll pick on him anyway.
Right, can I ask you to all wrap it up now, please?
It's important for students to give their own lessons because if we're aiming for genuine participation, if we're aiming for autonomous, independent thinking young people, then there's no point in telling people about it. And they have to have an opportunity to model it and to get some sort of emotional engagement with it as well.
That's it. Thank you very much for taking part. What we decided to do is, because you're going to be peer educators next year, we thought we'd have a little question and answer session with us.
Were you nervous when doing the role play, and what were your feelings?
It's quite scary, but when you get really into it, it's quite enjoyable.
What made you come up with the role play?
We knew we had to keep the audience involved and feeling empathy towards the situation and helping get our point across better.
So you feel that if it's the same age, you can connect on a different basis than teachers?
Yeah, I think so. It's more like pupil-pupil relationship than rather teacher-pupil relationship.
You sort of trust the person that's telling you it more. I'm not saying that we don't trust teachers, I'm just saying you can relate more to somebody your own age.
In the role play, even though I knew it was like a role play, I did get really angry because I knew that you can't actually do that to someone and not expect things to happen from it, and rights do affect us really.
I'm glad that you felt like that because when we did our first session and we got shown the teaching methods, that's exactly how I got with Ms. Ablett, and I got really angry, I got really involved even though I knew it was just all pretend.
Yeah. And so how are we going to take things forward?
There's lots of ways you can really emphasise the human rights issue.
Because it doesn't just affect us in school, it will affect us at home, it'll affect us in this country, it will affect the whole wide world, everything is a rights issue basically.
I am looking forward to it.
There's no point in simply saying, oh, there's a Convention on the Rights of the Child out there. I know all the 42 articles, I could answer any question on that. The whole thing is that it should affect the way you behave. And that's why using peer education is a much more powerful means of achieving that than however dynamic the lesson might be, any lesson that is led purely by a teacher.